Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone, to all the audience. And I sincerely thank Global Railway Conclave and Rail Digi Expo for giving me this opportunity to speak in this forum and to address the August gathering. I'm Anindita Sinha and I head the corporate communication for L&T Metro Rail Hyderabad Limited. So today we are going to speak on the new trends in corporate communication and how it is leveraging passenger connect and helps in driving the business. So thank you once again for being with me. So first I'll start with the overview of transport sector. So India's transport sector is large and diverse. It caters to the needs of over 1.1 billion people, and roads are the dominant mode of transportation in India today, because we have seen even this pandemic, this is the one sector which was hit very severely. And how if the transport sector is down, the entire network and interfunctioning, everything can go to a standstill. So they carry almost 85% of the country's passenger traffic and more than 60% of its freight. Indian Railways on the largest is the largest railways under the single management, and urban transport, which is, I think and I believe, and I'm sure many of you all believe, is the need of the hour, and it can be the icon for any city. So India is experiencing rapid urbanization, with the present urbanization levels at 30% of translating to a population of roughly 400 million living in the urban areas. So we know how important it is to connect. It's a city-wide network, which is very crucial. Mobility is something which we cannot think without it, and it is the road towards progress. As US, if we talk about the one of the major success factor was their highways. So the transportation sector is a crucial player in the country's economy, but at the same time, it is also significant how it's a contributor to the climate change. Talking about the population and everything, the vehicular composition in India shows that about 70% are two-wheelers, and on the other hand, the four-wheelers or the three-wheelers account for 25%, and public transportation vehicles are only 0.7. So, due to the increased income levels and inadequate public transport facilities, people are resorting to public personal vehicles. If we have seen that the reason for one of the traffic snarls in any city is, suppose family members of one family, they have today's date, around on an average two vehicles, and they take both the vehicles out, and that is the reason the pool vehicles and other uh, you know s- uh, different modes, how people are trying to uh, go little low on using personal vehicles to maximum numbers. It's coming in the trend, it is trending, and people are going to offices in pools, saving on fuel. And we know how the fuel charges are going higher and higher. So these are the challenges, and COVID-19 has the biggest disruption of the country it had created, and it had an unprecedented impact on the mobility sector across the world. So there was complete shutdown of India's transport system, we know, for 3 months to close, from 3 to close to 6 months, depending. Like our Hyderabad Metro Rail, we were shut for 5.5 months. So the metro rail network was shut down completely for 169 days here, and from March till September, between March till September. And this is on the first wave. And the second wave, we of course we opened, but in a phased manner, as directed by the central and state government. So there was an environment of fear and apprehension. So while the metro operators were reeling under severe financial crisis, the passengers who were the key customers were under lockdown. There were two options for the metro operators. And this, when I'm saying metro operators, for all the metro operators, irrespective of the government-run metros and the private-run metros in the country, like Hyderabad and Mumbai. So, we could have done? Wait for the good times to come and do nothing in terms of passenger reach out, or keep passengers engaged using all effective communication channels and building an empathetic relationship. Now, for any communication, the most important factors which help in connecting with the customers, whether it's offline or online, is consistent, keeping in touch with them consistently, bringing in the empathy and the human approach top of the priority list. So, when we say when life gives you lemon, make lemonade. So, pandemic years have been challenging to everyone, but as communicators, we have learned so much in the process and will use this experience to shape the future of any communication. So, the curveballs ahead: enhancing the customer experience, whether it is a B2B or a B2C business. Customer is the king. So even for external and internal stakeholders. So for any company, any organization which is built from a business to an organization and further it becomes an institution when it gives utmost importance to the communication with all stakeholders, be it external or internal. So using all the effective tools has become fundamental for businesses that want to attract and attract and retain customers. Good news is that the awareness about the importance of communication has now percolated across sectors, business houses, and corporates in India. Earlier, people did not give importance to communication per se. Organizational communication, business communication, corporate communication, as they are doing it now, because they have understood the importance of communication and get and to be in touch with their stakeholders or target audience. So as they say, the art of communication is the language of leadership. So through communication, what we can do is we can reach out to the mind and heart of our customers. So what are the new trends in corporate or marketing communication? Empathy, gratitude, optimism, kindness, social commitment, inclusiveness, shared value, storytelling, sustainable communication, hyper personalization, and digital transformation goes without doubt. And few techniques where we can focus is employee communication, digital and creative multimedia capabilities, change communication, and the ROI, measuring of ROI, which can come, which is very important. Otherwise, if the ROI is not there, we don't exactly come to know where we are heading. So with changing global communication landscape, mass communication is giving way to every space which people cohabit, and hence every platform has become editorial now. So, this new democracy brings more challenges and opportunities for organizations. And to this effect, change communication is pivotal. We have seen the evolution of communication, how it was earlier and how it is now. So we are more towards the digital space now. Everything is over a mobile, everything is on the digital space, and every every communication has an opinion attached to it. It's an open market. It's almost like 24 by 7 surveillance which is going on. So it's democratic to see the positive part of it, angle of it. But definitely what we see is that it has become more editorial now. Everyone has a content, everyone is aware, and everyone has to speak and say and share their opinion about it. So whenever a new trend happens in communication, we see the change communication, this variation of the Kubler-Ross change curve charts the phases of emotional state and again and action against time in these stages. So what typically happens is whenever a new an introduction happens, be it a situation, be it a product, be it a person, be it a new ecosystem which is being driven by an organization or an individual. First is the shock factor, then comes a non-acceptance which causes the denial. Okay, and then we see the depression attached to it. So slowly the acceptance, which at times you have not much control on, you need to accept at the face value of it. Then the experimental aspect comes. Then the decision, which is a manifestation of the experimental experiments which are being done, and then the engagement. So ending, transitions, and new beginnings, clarity, empathy, motivation, capability, and knowledge. Now, the keys to engagement, why I'm mentioning here is any communication method. Okay, this graph helps in for a better connect with its consumers or customers or stakeholders, as you may call it, be it external or internal. Empathy. So as we have spoken, we have seen, even if we go to the TVCs, to any advertisement campaigns, we see there is a empathy, storytelling, and human approach, inclusiveness attached to it. So consumers are turning to brands that represent a solid character and humanism in the face of adversity. And trust me, this has come into focus mostly during the pandemic and its effect. So these attributes, I would call them, is sort of a collective effervescence. Everyone, all businesses, individuals, more or less, they have come to terms with this positive characteristic traits of any business method of communication. That collective effervescence is getting the buy-in of the entire consumer world. So empathy is very important when the communication is going to the public at large or to your stakeholder. Okay, so sharing some of the brands which express their empathy by taking the initiatives to genuinely help either society in general or their customer in particular. Gratitude. Okay, so how hard work. Okay, through their social media campaign, which is by Pepsi Foods, they highlighted its workers, and it was an excellent example of the power of simple gratitude. Okay, it's a new manifestation of empathy. And what is it? Simple gratitude, showing, expressing gratitude. So the potato chip brand from PepsiCo, Lay's, launched a campaign, Hard Work, to recognize the efforts of people who are contributing their services during COVID-19. And this was in an emotional ode to each hero in the supply chain who works relentlessly, or who have worked relentlessly against all odds to ensure that that brand brings joy to millions across the country. Now, they could have just gone for a B2C selling mechanism, but they laced it with the human approach of empathy. Then optimism. Okay, brands can't take away suffering, but they can build the hope of normal. Suppose when we get depressed as a human being, if someone gives emotional support to us on a optimistic note, we feel better. So it is just that feel good factor and making people feel better is that optimism and optimistic note which the brands encashed. So Hak Hai Hamara by Hyundai, simply salutes the resolve of people to stay strong, and the resolve of normal ordinary people who have the right to freedom, right to will, and the spirit. I am not going into the YouTube films that any which ways y'all can see. Kindness, Pernod Ricard, what they did. Their foundation provided free sanitizers, masks to truck drivers in India, because again, the mobility. factor is so important. The roads had to open, the transportation had to open, this sector had to open at the earliest. Otherwise, everything, the entire chain, was getting completely disturbed. So they started with this, and the subsidiary of this French distillery behind brands like Chivas Regal, and they collaborated with transport unions in the country to supply truck drivers with hand sanitizers and masks during the coronavirus. So it has nothing to do with their product, FMCG, but it is just the, I would say, corporate social responsibility they had extended towards the community. Then social commitment. They came out with we know that with two public sector units, they worked with an existing manufacturer of high-spec ventilators, and this product did not take off, but did not deter the proud chairman, Mr. Mahendra, to take up this initiative. So, in his appreciation to his team, he commended for that outstanding commitment and tirelessly working towards making the ventilators available for production. So again, it's a connecting with the customers. Social commitment for Hyderabad Metro Rail. We rose to the occasion this February 2021, last 2021, when we received that SOS call that a renowned hospital, they have to yeah, transport a harvested heart, which was, which it came from a brain dead patient, and that heart was needed by another patient who can have a second lease of life. So even in that, during crucial time when our service was suspended, still that special service was created to transport that heart, and we created the green corridor, and how we transported that heart in the minimum possible time, and the patient survived. So, and this entire the activity, we communicated to the public at large through our digital initiatives. So inclusiveness, again, diversity, inclusion, inclusive communication is effective communication, respectful, accurate, transparent, enabling everyone to contribute diverse perspectives and feel like they have this belonging, that ownership. So as they say, that we see the world not as it is, but as we are. That inclusiveness, another factor or attribute which has been included in the communicating with customers now, and through the digital platforms, communicating how we can be inclusive through empathy, culture, empowerment. So bringing all these attributes. So every digital campaigns online, they are taking these factors into account to reach the heart of people. Otherwise, through simple communicating about your business, it does not get the buy-in of the public at large and your target audience. So unless you use these on the digital platforms, because digital space covers the maximum of any person nowadays in this mobile world, or everyone is glued to the online. We have seen even the traditional media, they have gone widely with their online pages. So no more are they only limited to the print, to their print mediums, but they have all the print publications also, they have gone online simultaneously, because they have understood the importance of the wide reach what the digital space has. But the content which should go over the digital areas, the page, it cannot be very cut and dry. Some layer of the soft aspects of human nature, human thinking, human mindset should be included. Vicks came out with their Touch of Care campaign based on a true story of a transgender woman. And that, I mean, it's a quite a long film, so I'm not playing here. But if you see the story of Gauri Sawant, it started. The story started with a little girl talking about the mother, and end of the campaign. And just imagine how much of digital space they are using. they could have used just a mere static communication to speak about gender diversity, but they are using that huge space, they are utilizing, they're paying for that huge space to spread a message what they believe in and what they want the world to believe in, to be inclusive. So end of that campaign, it is the clarity comes that actually the mother of that girl is a transgender who has adopted her. So that is the power of digital media to reach the audience when you bring in the human aspects. Then Mintra, Shop Clues, they did their We for She initiative. They put Shop Clues put had put women's need first. One third of the workforce being women, they had taken active steps to recruit talented women through their focused transactional analysis approach. That's the approach many organizations are going ahead with. They have also incorporated a 6 month transition program for women re-entering the workforce after maternity leave. Not only that, many organizations, they have derived the entire communication with their internal stakeholders completely online. And internal stakeholders, like first especially employees, they are the best brand ambassadors for a company, and the company which believes in this, they become really a company where people can look up to or want to be associated with or work with. Tech Mahindra, they have received global recognition for their excellent diversity and inclusion policies, and which they are telling the world online. Including the LGBTQ plus community, new mothers, for the parents, kids, everyone. They are on the mentoring tables, the role model series, colors, every communication. They are reaching the heart and minds of people through their online platforms, but propagating these very important human values. Shared value is another aspect which I wanted to speak to. Is companies have a powerful role to play in social change. Companies need to get better at communicating their social purpose to different audience, including their employees, investors, and their shareholders. Companies need to be on the right side of the history. Okay, they are doing a storytelling. They are communicating to the world at large, to public at large, about what they believe in, and that establishes a credibility for the company. And all these initiatives help in building up a community around that particular brand. Unless you build a community around you, your credibility cannot be established. People should start believing in you. And how do you make people believe in you? With all these attributes which you inform the public at large through the different campaigns and online medium, because that has the widest reach. Storytelling and visualization, we know that each and every brand what we are talking about, or we can think of, they are going into the storytelling method. We as Hyderabad Metro Rail, through our digital campaigns, we are focusing a lot on storytelling and visualization. Storytelling builds in again the credibility of a company. You must have seen ads, which suppose it's a instant noodle ad. So they can just sell the instant noodle by it's a B2C product, and they can just sell the product. What they have tried to do is they have brought in the angle of a young boy who is being taught by the mother. The boy says that I am hungry. Where are you, and how long will you need to you will take to come home? And the mother teaches that you are a grown-up boy now, you can do your own stuff. So teaching independent working to the boy child. It's no more a girl child only shown who's meant for the kitchen. And also that they're telling a person, teaching a person to be independent in their lifestyle. So from that, they are going into the storytelling mode. A very prominent jewelry brand, they can just sell the jewelry, talking about the gold, the carats and the diamonds and the designs. What they are doing is they are propagating girl education through their TVCs, through the ads and their digital platforms, the handles. So that is the power of storytelling and visualization, which each and every almost each and every brand is using on their digital platforms, and it has shown success. Hyundai celebrating 20 years of brilliant moments. Another beautiful ad which says that, Army with Santro, which taps into the entire different set of emotions. From showing an army, personnel. British Airways, they have come with a beautiful campaigns through their social media handles, telling the journey has played an integral role here, where they are telling stories of how to connect with the, mm, their passengers. And it did a throwback of the legacy of British Airways advertising journey, marking 90 years of its presence in India. So it has love, admiration, and emotion, and it brings in creating a bond with the customers through their digital uh, promotions. Zomato is one brand. They had gone under a lot of criticism for certain issues with their representatives, but when they came out with in their tweet, guys kabhi kabhi ghar ka khana bhi kha lena chahiye, was a great success with likes over 18,000 plus. I mean, even now it's even more. And YouTube, they themselves, they use that line of theirs, and they tweeted, guys कभी कभी रात के 3 बजे फोन साइड पे भी रख के सो जाना चाहिए. Again to that, Zomato came up with another witty tweet saying, guys कभी कभी खुद के अच्छे tweet भी सोच लेने चाहिए. So how even YouTube has come forward to taking their online communication to the next level. And when YouTube came, naturally it went completely viral. Again, a beautiful tweet of them, the storytelling, which they took a bit of uncalculated risk on, last year, 15th August. They the moment you open the app, you could see not accepting orders anymore. They took the risk where people could have thought that today Zomato is shut. But then the message came, India, 15th August 1947. They connected that day with the tagline, not accepting orders anymore, which meant that we are free from the British rule. And trust me, we communication guys, marketing guys, we know how beautifully it was taken, accepted by the society. Sustainable communication is another aspect which we can really reach out to our with our message to the customers on the digital platform, with the sustainability being the key word, which is the need of the hour and the key word adopted by each and every corporate to that extent. Its communication effectively engages investors, customers, or employees as the key stakeholders, and align well with the company's overall strategic objective as defined by the sustainability action plan. Accor Hotel, they did their bit, showing Havels eliminated the use of the trace, KR, some radioactive isotope from their entire ceramic metal halide lightning range. Procter and Gamble, they, reworked on their fairy ocean plastic bottles, which are made of 10% of ocean plastic bottles. Now, all this good work which the companies are doing, they need to communicate, and they can only communicate widely only through the digital platforms. So hyper personalization, it has become a major focus of business for the last 5 years. One study found that 80% of consumers are more likely to purchase products and services from brands that offer personalized experiences. Everyone likes personal experiences, and in the age of algorithm, at times it become irritating, and you because you feel that you're being watched, under surveillance 24/7. But then when it comes to a high a name, particular Mr. XYZ or Anindita, there is a element of the fear is there that, oh my god, people know me now, it might be a security threat. But then the feel good factor also is there. If I get a personalized note on my birthday, or on my anniversary day, or on any particular important day. So businesses are increasingly tied to trying to capitalize on personalization to create more meaningful experience for the customers. Amazon, the biggest market share they have in today's date, is true because of their seamless, no nonsense, way of functioning, this e-commerce functioning. So because we know that we are comfortable when we purchase something from Amazon, no question asked on the return or the refund of money at the earliest possible time. That comfort space this e-commerce platform has given to its users. So they have the one of the largest market shares. Starbucks, they came out with allowed customers to personalize their menu. It adopted a real-time personalization engine that provides individualized offers for their customers. The brand primarily pulls this data from their loyalty app. They have this loyalty app, the database. Okay, so the data helps the brand understand the needs and habits of their customers, and to satisfy them with personalized emails on deals and updates. Community building becomes the competitive advantage. How we bring in the entire community around us, which I have mentioned, which is very, very important communication tool for any brand. And especially this community building around the brand, it helps in, God forbid, any crisis situation comes. That time, your credibility to a large extent remains intact. Your brand value is not really tarnished to the effect it could have happened if you didn't had a community with you. People believe in you that yes, crisis can come, it has come, but they will be coming out, and that relates to the the shareholders also, the equity holders also. So it becomes more your competitive advantage. Harley Davidson, Fitbit, Apple, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook, they have all invested significantly in digital and in-person community engagement. So both they have clubbed together, because along with online communication went side by side. As I have spoke on crisis communication, so particularly to maintain your reputation intact, this community building is very important, and that one should do continuously, consistently, through the digital space, because digital space is one which the connect with the passengers, you cannot give a break. You have to be consistent in your communication and being in touch with them. The moment there is a break, you will see the followership is going down, which is not a very good thing for a brand to have. So the case study of Maggie, how public relation did not do good because of their, inconsistent, only for, I'm talking about the controversy which they had on the, food, the chemical, the ingredient, what they had used. So it was a sort of a, bad PR for them, because they did not maintain the consistent communication at the time of crisis, and they didn't build a community around. So digitalization, go online or go dead, but without losing the personal connect, and the personal connect which I have already mentioned. So one thing is for sure, that you have to go online or you are not existing in the market. majorly because the new generation, if you see, they are completely glued to the internet space, the digital space, right from reading your newspaper. Now, example of In Shorts, the news app, where they have taken themselves today. What is the market share they have? Amazing. An entire, the entire youth. I mean, of course, I'm not saying the entirety. I'm using it in a figurative way, not literally. They use that app in shorts to get the news. So from reading a news to buying a product to the building up the perception of a product or the situation or the ecosystem is through the digital space. So people, the brands, the people who are going on the digital space, they have a huge responsibility. It's not no more just a selling a brand or just connecting with their customers, but it is with a purpose and with a lot of responsibility they need to do. It is the most essential tool for our survival, and pandemic has made us realize it even better. And whether it's like metaverse for PR. Now, if we talk about now the rebranding of Meta and and their advancement in the fields of non-fungible tokens, it's like the coins, blockchains and more have made Web 3.0 a place to watch out for in 2022. Metaverse, the online virtual world that we can gain access to and have experience using virtual and augmented reality headsets is now it's not a new idea, but suddenly it became even a discussion, a topic of discussion. It can allow brands to tell their stories and connect with customers in ways unimagined earlier. So, imagine no geographical limitations, direct to consumers, deeper engagement, penetration. These are wordings a peer professional craves to hear. Any communication or marketing professional craves to hear, a brand craves to hear, and that is what they look up to, and that is how they work. The possibilities are immense. So even continuing with this metaverse for PR, the product launch, Nissan and Toyota, they have ventured into into metaverse. Nissan has launched. This is a recent, news. They have launched a virtual showroom, and Toyota has created virtual workspaces. So this Nissan's virtual showroom would also be used to host vehicle launches, okay, and other events. So even this, while we are presenting and you are holding this conference, this conclave, no one could think that such innovative way, like how you go to the meeting area, how you go to one holding area, the entire coding, what you're doing, the entire software enhancement, or how people are exploring new avenues. It is phenomenal, and all this is through this digital revolution, I would say. So virtual products, the gaming community, when luxury fashion brand Balenciaga, they created an exclusive virtual garment collection for the characters in the game Fortnite. Then cross promotion here is key. So how it is important to prioritize how they are using, two brands are using both existing customers and new virtual forms of branding and marketing for the ultimate success of that product. A great example of cross collaboration comes from the PR experts of Clinic. Okay, that's a fashion, cosmetic brand using their platform on social media to get their existing customers excited about the metaverse. They have created the new, hashtag Meta Optimist campaign competition, where customers can win number of NFTs, NFT based on their most popular product. So how they have got this revolution. Then comes definitely the AI, VR and AR. So artificial intelligence, virtual reality and augmented reality has really, I think it has covered the entire digital space, and no doubt about it, people are doing a phenomenal experimentation using these modes to reach out to their customers and use for their promotion to for their brand sell. So not only can digital communication be used to reinforce loyalty, but also to further benefit from the automation. With artificial intelligence, businesses can definitely optimize their operations effectively and at the click of a button. Okay, so thanks to that chatbot technology, chatbot can easily be implemented to respond to queries, provide answers, and preempt requests. So some organization, interestingly, with their employees, they have started this chatbot, using chatbot for more transparency. So, in 2024, the chatbots are expected to facilitate $124 billion dollars in consumer retail spend, an increase of more than 400% from 2019. So they will be covering everything because it's instant. Now people, in today's date, people feel they are very short of time. So everything should be fast and instant. Calling would take time. The chatbots, if you're continuing the conversation, it is recorded, it is documented, and it is fast. And the resolution time, the response time is decreasing to a great extent for you to give that mental comfort and ease out your stress. Of course, artificial intelligence, we know how Siri, Google now, Cortana, they are so very important. Amazon offers recommendation based on your browsing history. That's artificial intelligence. Everything is algorithm based. Then we have seen this Cadbury's new AI tool, which has empowered the small time retailers to let their create, let their create free ad with Shah Rukh Khan's face and voice, connecting last Diwali to all the small retailers. So from the brand, they are bringing the other angle through, they are using that artificial intelligence for their ad, for the campaign, to support the small time retailers who are very badly hit by the e-commerce revolution. So they are working as a social social responsible corporate, not just a Cadbury ad campaign they have used. They are also showing that yes, we are using artificial intelligence and we are exploring the digital world, but with a purpose as well. We have a strong purpose in mind. Then augmented reality, how Coca-Cola has used, we have seen this ad. It's a beautiful storytelling marketing that can happen, that happened across all sorts of mediums. Through They have used the Coca-Cola shows through this augmented reality. If you put in a coin and you come to know how much Coke you are consuming and how much it is there and it's coming down. So all through this virtual medium, they have used this definitely. Mobile friendly communication, well, we cannot do with our mobile, honestly, and this is becoming sort of a, at times I would say, stressful also. You tend to every time look at your mobile. If you are not getting any notification, you find whether the charge is there, signal is there. So WhatsApp and any I'm just talking about WhatsApp. It has become a highly influential communication app with around 2 billion monthly active users, followed by Facebook Messenger with around 1.3 billion monthly active users. A lot can happen in an adverse way through WhatsApp, which is being controlled by the cyber security people. But a lot can happen on a positive way as well. And you will find anything which is coming up, you will find a WhatsApp, sort of a, yeah, whether it's a small film or small static post being circulated, they have the people, the creative team behind, who are using it continuously, and they are looking at the digital space consumer base regularly, that what is the consumption, and accordingly working to it. Cloud platforms, we know how it's important it is. Most of the metro operators have been utilizing mobile friendly communication to keep their passengers informed and updated in real time. The blast SMSs, the blast WhatsApp messages are reaching out to their consumers to their database. Suppose there's a special offer which is being introduced. Even we have a database, and we continuously sends them the messages that this offer is there. And what we see is yeah, the ROI is really, really very encouraging, and the sale of the tickets or the cards definitely go to the next higher level. So it is monetizing social media is another thing which is very important, and people are working on it. Not only going using their handles for promotion, but monetizing the pages. The different models are coming up: sponsorship, video marketing, freemium to premium, offering something for nothing may not seem like a best business model at first, but what better way we can prove that your content is worth paying for more than the offering of it for free. So that monetization of social media pages are being working by the social media and digital media agencies and brands in collaboration. That not only the communication, how do you monetize the social media page through online, and of course with the support of offline activities. So marketeers are spending more on social media advertising and social media ads, and spend amounting to more than, you have the figure in front of you, 89 billion in 2019. It says 89 billion dollars. And media buying is almost necessary for almost all brands for using. And Facebook and other platforms, they have understood this, and they have started charging on it. They are also monetizing their business through the pages. So another very, very important, when I'm saying talking about driving business, is focusing on internal communication. So again, using different tools at in the office. Okay, it is now being very important to connect with the employees, and especially people, organization who are still working from home. Because in today's date, even companies have realized how important employees are to them, and how can they be their brand ambassadors, as I have spoken earlier, and how you have to be continuously, consistently connected with them. Because of this pandemic, many people went under depression. Many people, the style of new working, which almost is becoming a new normal, they were not being able to accept. So the entire pandemic, at least from our organization, we were continuously in touch with the employees throughout the lockdown, and we never let the thread be broken through connecting with them, to asking them to how they are spending their time, other than the meeting times, other than the webinars, other than asking about their well-being, asking about a very nice campaign which we did, that relive your childhood, the hobbies which you had left earlier, you could not pursue for many other reasons in life. This is the time, why don't you pursue them? And many people started sending their paintings, a voice recording of their songs, dance. So, just to shift their focus from that state of depression. So, 3M free time, 3M created this initiative to allow its employees paid time out for their working day to communicate and generate ideas on the digital platform, how we can really explore and exploit, if I may use the term, digitally. Google actually took a leaf out of their book too. They switched to it 20% free time, and that famously led to the popular creation like Google Earth and Gmail earlier, in those days, I'm saying. So Virgin innovative spaces, Richard Branson emphasized that. He suggested that innovative ideas can only come when you're in innovative spaces. So you won't see Virgin having all meetings inside their offices, but online, and being in touch with the brand ambassadors. Thomson Reuters, a beautiful, you can take the example how the regular team launches, inspirational sessions, startups, boot camps, innovation, all happened online. Netflix, their internal memos, to bring more transparency and being more attached. See, in today's date, intra and interpersonal relationship are being given the maximum mileage and focus. With Unless you use these two tools and show importance to these two tools, you cannot get connected digitally with your external and internal stakeholders, because both you need to drive your business. So you have to get connected with them through the digital platforms. Measuring ROI is very important, whether it's media placements, improved credibility for search engine rankings, improve sales. It is very important. So you definitely measuring the effectiveness of a marketing or corporate communication or a PR campaign is isn't always as straightforward as an advertising campaign, but to many entrepreneurs believe it is impossible to measure the return on the investment for the campaign. So it is very important. Again, feedback mechanism or the forms or digital campaigns asking them to fill up their feedback, to the consumers feeling their feedback and sending. At times you just need to register, but you need not give your names also. So different mechanisms and different software are being introduced for this purpose. For L&T Metro Rail, quickly I would say how we digitally connect with customers. We follow a strategy establishing a connection and building a community, engaging with that content, getting tractions as much as possible, and the reach as much as possible, informative content, visual appeal. So we use our for all our COVID awareness campaigns, promoting mobile QR tickets for digital ticket booking, which is safer and less time you need to spend. You can book it in advance. Then in train safety videos, we are using through our digital screens, awareness emailers from the senior management to the customer database through social media, to the digital media, emailers, SMSs, passenger testimonials. Then we introduce many offers like Metro Suvarna discount offers, Super Saver Metro holiday card, blogs, all utilizing, exploiting the digital mode of advertisement. Then during pandemics, the entire lockdown, we were continuously and consistently in touch with the our customers, giving them regular inputs and telling them that we are missing you, getting that emotional connect, establishing that emotional connect, the circulars and advisories. Then creating COVID awareness videos on social media, inside train digital and the stations. Then direct connect from the senior management or MD to the customers, telling them that we can and we will break the chain. We miss you all too. Then precautionary measures and safety standards, telling them how safe and clean and hygienic our metro train is compared to the other modes of transport. So definitely you don't have to think twice before using the metro. Aapki Suraksha Hamari Zimmedari, that was the hashtag and campaign which we used, and we got us immense reach through the digital platforms. Different blogs to share our stories. Then in-train videos, not only the static screens, but the in-train videos on awareness, education, and our digital initiatives. Then customer connect, to feel connected with the commuters of L&T Hyderabad Metro Rail. We engaged with them, and life in metro throwback stories hashtags we used to be connected with our customers. And very encouragingly, in the lockdown, the followership went on increasing instead of decreasing, only because we were continuously in touch with them through digitally, because we could not have done like any other citizens of any country or the world, offline and physical presence. So the customer is king, and in urban mobility context, passengers are king. So any corporate and marketing communications purpose is to bridge the gap between a corporate and its audience, internal and external stakeholders, because both will drive the business. and new technology should be adopted and used emphatically, which can lead to lasting relation and bond for an organization. So we do different campaigns at Hyderabad Metro Rail, and we are going more and more digital, like any other metros or any other brands. Whoever, you can mention whatever brand it is, but there cannot be any other way at present than connecting with the target audience and customers digitally, which will have wider reach, traction, the bonding and engagement consistently, that we both are with each other, any brand and the customers, or the consumers. And this is all. Thank you so much once again. And I wish the Rail DG Expo and Global Rail Conclave super success. And may you all grow, get to greater heights in future and every year. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Tushar, as well.